Complaints and managing public interest disclosures. What councillors need to know. Our role. The Office of the Queensland Ombudsman is an independent integrity agency. Our role is established under these acts. Ombudsman Act 2001. Give people a timely, effective and independent way to have administrative actions of agencies investigated. Improve the quality of decision-making and administrative practice in government agencies. Public Interest Disclosure Act 2010. Review the management of public interest disclosures. Provide education and advice to agencies as the oversight agency. Inspector of Detention Services Act 2022. Promote the humane treatment of detainees and the prevention of harm through reviews, inspections and independent reporting. Complaints. What we do. We investigate complaints about Queensland public sector agencies. We recommend ways to fix unfair decisions and actions. We are a review agency, not an advocate. Our service is free and confidential. The Ombudsman is an independent officer of the Parliament and accountable to the Parliament. Council's Complaints Management System, CMS. If you are contacted by a member of the public, identify the pathway to manage requests for advice, service, or expressing dissatisfaction complaint. If councillors receive an administrative action complaint, it should be referred into Council's CMS for handling as soon as possible, following Council's approved process. A CMS has 3 steps: frontline or early resolution by Council, internal review by Council, external review by an external agency such as the Queensland Ombudsman. What you will see from us. The complainant will come to us if they are still dissatisfied after the review stage. Council's response templates should include details for how a complainant can contact us. We assess the complaint to determine if it is for us, in our jurisdiction, it is time for us, has the agency had a chance to fix the problem and reviewed their decision. We then look for whether the Council's decision-making was unlawful, unreasonable or wrong. We may seek information from Council about the complaint. Complaints about councillors. If a complainant's matter includes allegations about a councillor, we assess it to determine if there is an obligation to send it to the Crime and Corruption Commission, CCC, for corrupt conduct, Office of the Independent Assessor, OIA, for conduct breaches. We stop investigating the complaint while the matter is being looked at by CCC or OIA. Public Interest Disclosures. What is a PID? Reporting wrongdoing. Public sector employees have a responsibility to report wrongdoing. A PID is a disclosure about certain types of wrongdoing recognised by the Public Interest Disclosure Act 2010. Agencies have a responsibility to have procedures to recognise a PID, support and protect those who report wrongdoing, ensure all employees are PID aware. A disclosure will be a PID if it is 1. An appropriate disclosure, 2. Of public interest information, 3. Made to a proper authority. Is it a PID? 1. Appropriate disclosure. The person has an honest belief, based on reasonable grounds, that the information tends to show the wrongdoing, or the person has objective evidence that tends to show the wrongdoing. To be a PID, the information must be more than a mere suspicion, generalised criticism, or bald allegations. 2. Public interest information. Anyone, including public officers and members of the public, can make a PID about a substantial and specific danger to the health or safety of a person with a disability, substantial and specific danger to the environment, reprisal. Public officers can also make a PID about corrupt conduct, maladministration, misuse of public resources, substantial and specific danger to public health and safety, a substantial and specific danger to the environment. 3. Made to a proper authority. Officers nominated in the PID procedure. CEO, Minister for a department, an entity's governing body, e.g. board counsel. A person who directly or indirectly manages or supervises the disclosure. An officer with the function of receiving or actioning the type of information disclosed, e.g. safety officer, HR officer, PID coordinator. Relevant investigative entity, e.g. CCC. Members of Parliament, Chief Judicial Officer, councillors. An agency is a proper authority if it has the power and responsibility to deal with the wrongdoing. If agency is not the proper authority to deal with the matter, then may refer to the appropriate agency. It is a PID. What now? Elected councillors are considered public officers under the PID Act. As a councillor, you may make a disclosure or receive information that may be a PID. It is important that you refer to your internal PID procedure and contact your PID coordinator with any PID questions or concerns. We offer PID awareness training for public officers. See our website for PID assessment and management resources. Responsibilities. An agency has a responsibility to acknowledge and deal with the PID, provide reasonable information about the PID process, intended actions and outcomes, provide support for the discloser and others involved in the PID management process, including witnesses and the subject officer, monitor and mitigate the risk of reprisal. Protections under the PID Act include immunity from liability, preservation of confidentiality. It is an offence to recklessly or intentionally reveal confidential information except in certain circumstances. Protection from defamation. Protection from reprisal. Reprisal is an offence. For further information and resources, email ombudsman@ombudsman.qld.gov.au. Go to our website www.ombudsman.qld.gov.au or call us on 3005 7000, interpreter 131 450, speak and listen 1300 555 727.